Supposedly, Amazon UK leaked this list this past weekend. Basically, a list of upcoming potential Funko Pops releasing in 2024. And it has a lot of people talking because there are some duds, but there's also some cool things coming down the pipeline according to this list. So I'm DK Wrestle for those that don't know yet, of course, and I'm finally going to be doing a video of talking about this supposed leaked list and my opinion of what I think about basically the majority of this stuff. I'm not going to go through everything, considering that I don't know a lot of the stuff that's on this list, but the ones that I do know or do know a little bit of, I will discuss about for the most part. And we got to start off with the very first thing on this list, and that is a new wave of Shrek Funko Pops, which this is something that people have been wanting for a long time now. We only have 3 pops in the set with Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots, and nothing has been made since, especially with the different adaptations of Puss in Boots we've gotten in the last few years. So a huge wave of Shrek Pops would be cool, adding characters like Fiona, especially if we get an ogre and human form. We get Gingerbread Man, new versions of the characters I mentioned before, Lord Farquaad. There's a lot of things that could be made as terms to a Shrek lineup, so it's amazing that Funko is dabbling back into this licensor as terms to Funko Pops, or at least supposedly they are. A Batman 85th set. Now in 2019, there was the huge wave of Batman 80th anniversary pops, and of course there was a lot, and who knows how many there's going to be as terms to this set for the 85th anniversary. WWE, of course, me being a professional wrestler outside of making YouTube videos, obviously this really excites me, and most likely what's probably going to be announced here are this set of Funko Pops that were first shown off at New York Toy Fair near the end of last year, where we got pops such as the Torn Pec Cody Rhodes, the Lights Out Bray Wyatt, the new Braun Strowman, amongst other new pops as terms to the set. I believe Shotzi's in the set. And I might as well talk about this pop considering it's on later on the list, but it's still WWE. That is a Mr. America Hulk Hogan that's coming down the pipeline. This is kind of exciting. It's something that I didn't think Funko would do, but I'm kind of glad that they are doing finally. TMNT, I'm not sure what route they're going with. Is it more Mutant Mayhem? Is it going to be the comics? Is it going to be the television series? We've gotten a lot, so who knows what's going to be next. A mashup of Universal Monsters with Care Bears. Now, this seems very interesting. I don't want to say too much of anything right now, considering that I don't know what to expect. It sounds like something that could be horrible on paper, but might actually turn out well, considering that that's happened a lot with different mashups in the past. Chainsaw Man. I don't know really anything at all besides the company U2's making their own figure of this character, so I'm excited to see when this finally gets confirmed if it's going to top up the details that U2's had put on to their figure. Now we got a bunch of Marvel anniversary pops. We got Wolverine 50th, Spider-Man 85th, and Daredevil 60th. So starting off with the Wolverine, this definitely makes sense considering that Wolverine later this year will be a part of the one and only MCU movie releasing, that being Deadpool 3. There hasn't really been as much Spider-Man pops as there have been, let's say, Batman pops, but I'm sure that they're going to pump up some really cool ones this year. And then Daredevil will be exciting since Daredevil hasn't really had a lot of Funko Pops. Beetlejuice 2. Now this kind of makes sense considering the movie will be releasing in 2024. We got Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder, I believe, is back in the movie. And then Jenna Ortega, who is known for being Wednesday Addams in the Wednesday series, is going to be in this movie. So a lot of hype is going in this movie, and you know that Funko's going to make a lot of pops for this considering they did a lot for Beetlejuice in general. A SpongeBob 25th anniversary set. People are going to go nuts for this set, of course, SpongeBob being a popular IP and celebrating 25 years. I hope they finally make characters that they haven't done yet, like Pearl, Larry the Lobster. There's a lot that they can do, new versions of SpongeBob and Patrick, maybe even getting a standalone Plankton. There's a lot they can do with this. I wouldn't even be surprised if they make a Funko NFT set of SpongeBob this year to celebrate that 25th anniversary milestone. Parks and Recreation 15th anniversary set. I mean, this makes sense. They've been making a lot of Parks and Rec pops for the last couple of years, just as much as they've been doing The Office, but they've really slowed down The Office, so I'm kind of glad of that because I need to catch up on that set. World of Warcraft. Now, this is pretty interesting. We haven't had World of Warcraft pops in quite a while, like since like the very first set of games pops, so pretty interesting to bring an IP like this back. Ghostface. This one's also interesting because we all know about how how expensive that Funko Pop Grail is, depending on whether you have the one word ghost face in terms of the box or the words spaced out. Very expensive pops, somewhere around the $500 or $600 range in terms to Canadian dollars. So it's pretty pricey. So a newer one, I don't know if it's going to devalue that Grail or it might raise it up because it might be significantly different. Stranger Things Scoops Ahoy. I don't know if this is going to be maybe a Moments pop, considering we could have Steve and Robin together in a Moments as they work at Scoops Ahoy, or maybe this is some sort of random crossover where it is a bunch of characters from Stranger Things dressed up in the Scoops Ahoy outfit, but I think that first option seems more logical. A Halloween Looney Tunes and Halloween Pixar set of pops. It seems logical. It just seems like it is a bunch of Looney Tunes and Pixar characters dressed up in different Halloween costumes. We kind of got that already with the Pixar lineup where you had that collector's box exclusive to Amazon where it was Woody as the Mummy and then Vampire Sully. So who knows if it's going to be an expansion of that or we'll get Woody as something else, but nonetheless, the Pixar one kind of scares me because if there's any Toy Story characters, I'm most likely going to buy it as part of my Toy Story set. A set of Insidious pops. Now this is really cool. This is something I kind of figured was going to happen after the release of the Key Demon pop that was exclusive for New York Comic Con in 2023. Now hopefully with this set that it's going to have including the kind of demon monster that I was thinking of, and maybe they'll bring some of the human characters in it, but I hope that this is like a small wave of pops, kind of like what they did with the movie The Black Phone, which I actually just recently seen for the first time a couple of days ago, and that was a pretty good movie, and that set of pops deserves to only have that many pops and not a huge wave of pops like a lot of horror movies. And there's also The Conjuring on this list, which I'm hoping that they expand beyond the Nun, because there's been a lot of Nun pops, and if it's just a huge wave of Nun pops, I don't want none of it. See what I did there? John Bon Jovi. This is pretty cool. This is something that's really spicing up the Rocks lineup. People have been wanting Bon Jovi pops for a while, and especially because it's listed as John Bon Jovi, you know that it's basically going to be towards Bon Jovi himself. They're not going to do the other band members. Banjo and Kazooie, assuming we're talking about Banjo-Kazooie, a very popular retro video game, which this definitely is something up MD Shady's alley. And I think quite a bit of people have requested Banjo-Kazooie pops for a while, so this is something really cool for you games fans. Captain America New World Order. Now, some of you might already know that this movie isn't coming out until 2025 now, so why are there pops coming down the pipeline? And that's of course because the movie was originally scheduled for 2024, but of course because of the whole like Hollywood strike, the writer's strike, that a lot of movies got delayed, hence why Captain America New World Order is going to 2025, because it was set for 2024, but because of that strike, things have been delayed, and Funko has probably already been in production for a while for pops for this movie, so instead of just delaying the pops, they're just going to release it early. They actually did this with Black Widow in 2020, when the movie was supposed to release then, and then the pandemic happened, so it was delayed a year later, but Funko still released the pops then. So that's going to be the same scenario most likely for Captain America New World Order, which the only thing I know about this movie going in is that WWE superstar Seth Rollins is actually going to be one of, or maybe the main antagonist of the movie, so that'll be exciting to see when I eventually see this movie. Guns N' Roses. Now this one's interesting because is it just going to be revamps of the three band members they did of Slash, Duff McKagan, and Axl Rose, or are they going to expand with more band members? Probably going to be both those routes, and I'm sure there's going to be a couple of more pop albums considering we already have the Appetite for Destruction deluxe albums. Hopefully they don't make a singular one like they did with Back in Black, where they did the normal one and then the deluxe albums, because that's just kind of pointless. Ozzy Osbourne. We've gotten quite a bit of Ozzy Osbourne pops in 2023 with different versions. I still have to catch up on some, but more are pretty cool, and hopefully we do see like maybe Ozzy Osbourne band members, especially my favorite guitarist of all time, Randy Rhoads, who was a previous guitarist until his death for Ozzy Osbourne, and it'd be awesome for him to finally be made into a pop form, especially if they did like a deluxe Moments like they did with like Metallica and Kiss a while back. And this one I wanted to save until last. This one is the one I am most hyped about as terms of this entire list that I'm able to really discuss about, and that is a Saved by the Bell 30th anniversary wave. This is a set of pops I've been wanting to see again for a long time. I have the original 6 pops with the 3 girls and the 3 guys, including Zach Morris and AC Slater, and I've been wanting more pops for such a long time, especially because there's an untapped potential. We could have Mr. Belding, we can have like a pop town of the restaurant that the kids go to. There's a lot that they can do. They can even do different revamps of each of the characters, especially I'm hoping in this set, not gonna lie, that we get AC Slater in the black ballerina outfit. I think that would be absolutely hilarious, and I feel like that's gotta be a pop that's being made in the set. If it's not in this set or even a Comic-Con exclusive at some point, I think a lot of people would be disappointed, not gonna lie, but I'm really excited. I have the 6 pops, and I'm gonna get the rest of the set because Saved by the Bell is one of my all-time favorite TV shows that I had watched. Such a 90s classic, especially being someone born in the 90s. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your opinion of these pops, especially ones that I didn't list down as terms to this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.